Welcome back to This Side of 40. This is your girl Lou, and I know I said I was going to do eyeshadow look every day for a week of the palette I was using a week. However, I've been kind of life, whatever. But this week I'm using the Tribes palette, which means that we only have 2 palettes left after this week, and I have gone through 10 palettes for a week each. So woo woo, happy about that. I did film this video already. You will have on other videos see this eyeshadow look, but this eyeshadow look for me was so good that I'm wanting to do it again so you guys can see. This is what the palette looks like. This is the shade we're going to use in our transition area. This is what we're going to use in our crease. This is what we're going to use in our outer V. This is going to be mid-lid, and this is the first inner third. And inner corner highlight is going to be this color here. So pretty much I'll accept 3 shades in this palette I'm going to use. So this first row right here I'm not using today. Not saying I don't like them, just what's it called. So I'm getting ready to go and do my aunt's hair. So if you're not aware, everything did open up here in Arizona. However, my aunt is older and she does not have the desire to go out and get sick, so she's trying to get her hair done before my particular salon opens. This is a Shop Miss A brush. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. Mommy is trying on some new clothes, and we do what we call fashion show when she gets new clothes, especially because she buys her own clothes. But this is that Shop Miss A brush, and this one's E104. I like Shop Miss A's brushes because, one, they're made here in the United States. 2, I've had this set for 3 years, and I'm not even gonna lie, you guys, once I get back to work, I am gonna buy like 2 more sets of each of these brushes because these brushes have held me down more so. I've been in love with them more so than I have with my Morphe, BH Cosmetics, or Sephora or Coastal Scents brushes, just because I like the bigger brush to do my lids. I have quite a bit of eyelid space, and I'm always trying to do my makeup in a hurry, so the bigger the brush, the easier this is. And this is that orange, matte orange, just in the palette. This look, when I did it the other day, oh my goodness, I was so in love with this look. It's just such an easy look to put on. And I'm sorry I'm looking over here. Let me look at y'all. Or aim my face in the direction you guys. I have a little hand mirror. And I finally got one of those out. How are you guys liking the new setup? Can you see me better? Do you feel like it's easier to follow me? I've been seeing a lot of people's beginner eyeshadow looks, and I guess my ideal of beginning and somebody else's beginning is different because I feel like I do a lot of beginners looks. Like this look right here is, to me, is just a really easy look to recreate. Like I said the other day, greens are usually the easiest shades. Green and orange, pink and purple, those shades are really easy for me to work with. Browns, I like blues and browns as well, but brown to me is like, just like, it's boring every day. I work in an office, girl, and I'm not that girl, so we're going to go right back in and just kind of right above that line and make sure that we didn't lose all of our orange. And this brush that I was using is a Wet n Wild brush. Wet n Wild, anybody know somebody from Wet n Wild? Y'all need to put numbers on y'all brushes, because y'all brushes is the truth, but y'all need to just put a little number on there so people can know to say which one. Yes, it's hustle and bustle time around here. Okay, so now I'm going in with that dark green, and the dark green is sand, the light green is Tootsie, and Omar. I want to say I'm saying it Omar. I'm going to learn how to say these names because my mom can say all the tribes in Africa really, really good, and I used to could, but yeah, I'm going to work on that. But anyway, the Omar is the orange, or Omar. I'm having my mom tell me. Okay, so darker green outer corner, and I'm just going to come up close so you guys can really see. I'm just pouncing that right there on the outer V, just to get the most of the product off the brush first, and then I'll go up and just sweep up just a little bit out here. Don't go too far over. You just want to go right here. And I always say hold your brush and go like that, and whatever is out past that, that's what you want. Now I'm going to go back in, and I'm not adding no more product to the light green, lime green brush, but I'm just going to kind of sweep just above that line, just a wee bit. Today is the day before Mother's Day, and tomorrow's Mother's Day. Ricky and I are going to drive to both of our mom's houses tomorrow. To me, it's like really important to pay homage to those who come before us, especially like our moms, our grandmas. Especially with me, it's an aunt too, because aunts played a big part in who I am as well. My big sisters, so I'm going to tell you guys about my big sisters, because I have two big sisters. Actually, it's four of them, but two that I talk to on a regular basis. I have two more that I don't talk to as much, and I wish I did talk to them more, but anywho, sorry guys. So right here, my sister Shanae is the oldest. My youngest daughter, Mummy, is named after my sister Shanae, and that was pure accident. I was planning to name her after my mom and her dad's mom, and that was our plan, like to name her after both of our parents. However, my mom didn't want nobody naming nobody after her, so my sister, I had already had the S on the paper, and when the lady came in to with the birth certificate, she had already told me that she didn't have any more, and that sometimes if you use white or something on there, that basically sometimes they have a hard time getting you your birth papers in a, you know, in a hurry or whatever, because they feel like somebody changed it or whatever. But anywho, so my mom came in, and my mom was like, girl, no. So, the only other S name I could think of was my sister Shanae, and me and my sister Shanae have, two kids the same age. So, and, no, three kids close to the same age. Because my second oldest, her fourth child, my third child, and my youngest child and her fifth child are all close in age. So, that's that. Now, I'm going to go in with, and this color is Cud, not Chad. Yeah, Cud. Nona taught me this trick, and ever since she taught me this trick, I ain't been no good. I love just spraying my brush with a little bit of setting spray or some kind of spray before I get into my shimmers, and ever since I've been doing that, it's been a lot better. See, I'm not doing a cut crease today. I'm trying something different. That was the reason why I was all excited about it, is because I didn't do a cut crease. I just did a basic eyeshadow look without cutting no crease. And that's usually all I do is cut crease. I'm going to start working on my halo eyes, because I'm not a fan of them. I really am. I see other people with them, and I'm like, oh, it's cute on them, but I never was interested. Now we're going in Qatar, I think this is, and just putting that on the front inner third. Yes, girl, this is everything. And what I did is I flipped, this is the side I put my product on, and then I flipped my brush over and just used to barely tip and feather it back over the green, so it can look like it transitions better, because I don't like it when it doesn't transition good. One more time on the other eye. And you want to go right up to where your dark green that you put out in the outer V is, and kind of go, and you want to go a little, because see, my lids are hooded, so when I go like that, you lose half of my eye work. And actually for this look, I'm actually staying kind of like, not over my hood, but under my hood a little bit, just so that way it kind of is a shock. Depending on what kind of look I do. Usually if I do a cut crease, most of my clients will be like, oh, Lou, that's so pretty, they can see all the colors. When I do looks like this and then I look down, they're like, oh, I didn't know you had blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah on. That's the reason why I like to do different types of looks. I'm working on really going through all the eyeshadow palettes in my collection and wearing a look from each one. That's my goal, is to build a look from each one, and that way I can have like go-to looks for events. Nothing worse than having to get ready to go somewhere and you don't know how you're going to do your makeup. That's the reason why. And I want to start taking pictures, because we do have a camera. I do need to start trying to learn how to use it. Use the camera and start doing my videos, as well as start taking pictures. And I want to like start taping the looks to the inside or outside of the palette, so that way I'll have 2 or 3 inspiration photos for each palette, so that way you can see what you got from that palette. Okay. So there goes that eye look. Now I'm going to put my full face on, come back and finish the lower lid and my lashes so you guys can see. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I decided to just come back and let you guys see what I was doing. So basically, this is a brush from Shop Miss A. Now this brush is F7 and it's a high dense HD brush. This is one of my favorite one to put my foundation on with now, because it doesn't make me look cakey and it distributes the product very evenly. And I'm still using Soap and Glory foundation in the number 12, if you're wondering. just about done with this particular one. So one thing I did do is I put my translucent setting powder on my brush before I started blending out my foundation, and just let it sit like overnight when I get done, so that way my product doesn't stick to my brush as much. Okay, so I have been contouring using Juvia's Place here lately, and I didn't have any other concealers other than those two stick ones, and those ones only work really good for me when I am doing my like little to no makeup. So and this has been working really good. Then I have been using, and this was the one in the number 3 to contour with. This is not the darkest shade, but now I'm still using those beauty blender sponges that I got from Ross. And I'll be honest with you, that was probably one of my best investments. For $10.99, I got a jar full of sponges. And my beauty blenders are busted, they're a little old, but they do work. And Ricky left, so Fuzzy's crying. Ricky went to the bank. I just like to put a little definition on my Cupid's bow. And then go back in here. One thing I could say about Juvia's Place's concealers is that they're easy to work with and it doesn't take much and they're very pigmented, so that makes it really good for me. And now I'll have to show you guys the haul. I have a little haul from them. I'll probably do that later today, but I now have a full face of Juvia's Place, and that was a big goal for me. Now I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush and just kind of get rid of some of these stiff lines from the contour. Every time Fuzzy cries, the kids try to make her feel better, because Fuzzy, I think that's part of like how we ended up with her, is because she needs a lot of attention. Okay, even without powder, look at that. I just don't like the harshness of lines there. See, and I got a little bit of nose. Okay, so now we're going to go in and set. I'm still using the Ciate London setting powder. I just take it on my sponge and set right here under my eyes with it. And if you've been with me for a minute, you know I do not bake. I don't bake because I have very dry skin and I don't use a setting powder spray. I use a hydration mist for to set my makeup, and it actually works really good for me. However, every time I've ever tried to use like a setting spray, I look a little too cakey. So I always try to be really careful of that. I'm just going back in wherever I highlighted with the concealer. I'm just going back in those areas and putting the Ciate London powder on so that they can stay bright, or a little bit brighter than the rest of my face. Okay. And my contour shade is still the Ruby Kisses. This is in a project pan. I have quite a few products that are for your face and project pans. This is another Shop Miss A brush, and this one is, this is F9. See how that just helps? And then you could just take it, and I go upside down and just go over where my jaw should end. You know, I got that second chin, girl. So I had a Coastal Scents blush that I was basically almost done with, and it was like an orange, and this was very dark chocolate, and I just frankened the last little bit with the last little bit of this and got my perfect shade now for contour. I'm hoping that it doesn't run out anytime soon, even though I'm trying to pan it. I don't want it to run out too soon. Yeah, that nose is snatched, chow. Now I'm going to go in with my all over face, and that's the Rimmel London in Coffee 25. And I just like to stamp that all over, in between everything, and go over everywhere I went and some more. Okay, so now we're going to go in and use our blush from Shani Cosmetics. And while my face is drying down, I'm going to actually go in under my brow. And this gold is not from the Juvia's Place palette. This is actually from a project pan I'm working on. This is the gold from my Wizarding project pan. Okay, now we're going to go in while I'm still waiting on this face to kind of dry down. With our inner corner. And I've fallen back in love with e.l.f. once all over again for this liquid liner. And can somebody tell me when this went up to $3? I mean, I understand inflation has to happen, but from $1 to $3? You see how that black liner played really good into our look. What I've learned to do is I go out to my outer view of my eye, and then I just come down and across, and then I go back over it from the other direction. And just thicken it back up and fill it in. Hold on a second. When I did this look the other day, I did an like over exaggerated cat eye eyeliner, winged eyeliner, and I like it. Just a little Amy Winehouse-ish. I love that. So then we're gonna go in and put on our lashes. These are the lashes we're using. And these are one of the ones, let me see if you guys can see. I do have to trim this band just a bit in the front. Or in the back, I can't, oh yeah, it's the back. Fuzzy is trying to go with Claudia, and Claudia is not trying to take Fuzzy with him. I think Fuzzy thinks she's a little kid, because every time somebody go to the door, she be like, I'm going to, and everybody be like, no. Every now and then we'll take her out. There she go again. Somebody leave, she cries. I love these lashes. Don't sleep on eBay's lashes, y'all. When everything open back up, I'm definitely going to order lashes again from eBay. I just going to have to give it a minute because I know that, one, shipping is taking forever. Two, I'm not trying to be stuck with packages sitting around for like 15 days when I get them. Like, I didn't open, that's why I haven't showed you guys the stuff I got from Julia's place yet. I didn't open packages for like 10-15 days. Just letting them sit here. I got a couple packages from other places, and I'm just letting them sit here for a minute. That's the reason why I didn't talk no more about my giveaway. If you were wondering, I am having a giveaway when I get to 100 subscribers. I just basically stopped talking about doing a giveaway when all of this went down with all that's going on. I didn't want to be doing a giveaway and have somebody feeling like I'm feeling like when products come in, or having to sanitize or whatever, even though they're brand new, but I didn't want to have to do that, so I stopped talking about my giveaway. I know a lot of people are still doing giveaways during this time, but it won't be me. I want people to feel safe, and that's one way I feel safe, is by not doing all of that. Okay. And if you know me, I don't put nothing on my lower lash line. However, I've found out how I can use my mascara at my bottom lash line. And if you're one of those girls who always ends up with watery lower lash line problems, this is what I've been doing.